Welcome everybody to another episode of Tea Time with Tony. I have been doing videos through the month of June where we have a tea party and enjoy some Shel Silverstein poems to raise awareness, advocacy, and hopefully raise some funds for the Alzheimer's Association. The Alzheimer's Association was a very pivotal part of my life and one of the probably the most serious seasons I've had in my life so far, as my grandmother had been diagnosed with Lewy body dementia and Alzheimer's. My grandmother being one of the most special people in my life, to see her slip away from the joyful-hearted, fun-loving grandmother with that Irish twinkle in her eye to someone who sat in a daze, not knowing the world around her. It's my hope that through these efforts and through fundraising and research money that we can one day find a cure so that we can see a survivor of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is the 6th leading cause of death in our country, and in the top 10 is the only one without a cure, a slowdown, a preventative, or anything like that. It kills more people annually than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined. And not only that, but it's quite an emotional disease as well. It's been given the nickname the long goodbye because not only are you saying goodbye once the person passes, but you're saying goodbye as they slip into the fog of Alzheimer's. But throughout these videos, I want to keep a joyful heart. I'm very thankful for the time that I had with my grandmother and all that she taught me. Put a smile on your face and a song in your heart was her saying. And it was not only her saying, but it was our family motto and battle cry. That through the good times and the bad times in life, it reminded us to find the joy in life, find a reason to smile, to find a reason to sing. And if you find the energy to smile and sing through life's difficult times, sometimes it's a little bit, even the slightest bit, easier to get through. So it's that spirit in which I share these videos. So we're going to be enjoying a glass of tea today and some Shel Silverstein poems. So first off, as I've said before, my grandmother was an avid collector of teacups. So we're going to grab a teacup that was out of her collection to enjoy our tea today. Let's go grab a cup. Alright. Let's grab this one. Go rinse this out really quick. So our tea today is strawberry vanilla. All of our teas throughout our video have been provided by Loosen Up Teas, my good friend Tyler Berry in Bellefontaine, Ohio. You can check out his product on loosenuptea.com. So today's tea is a strawberry vanilla. It's about a mid-level of caffeine. So it's got flavors of black tea, hibiscus, slippery elm bark, sage, strawberry pieces, vanilla extract, and olive leaf. So let's give this tea a try. So I'm just going to pour a little bit at first. I'm going to let it sit then, and then we'll read a poem. So we're going to taste it first and then see how it tastes after it's sit a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm definitely getting a hint of the strawberry, and the sage is coming out pretty heavily as far as the aroma goes. It's a not sure how to describe this color. Maybe more of a light olive color. So the flavors on this are pretty subtle. I'm definitely getting the strawberry. I'm definitely getting the vanilla, the sage as well. They're all pretty evenly blended. Sometimes with teas, flavors are layered, so you get certain flavors as it sits on your palate. This was actually pretty well blended, where you're getting kind of all the flavors at once, which isn't a bad thing. It's just I'm tasting the vanilla, the strawberry, and the sage all at the same time. All right, so our first poem today. Um, our first poem today is out of the book Everything on It. Um, and the title of this poem is The Dance of the Shoes. Were you there for the dance of the shoes, when they skipped in a column of twos? From the closet they crept, and they jumped, skipped, and leapt, doing the dance of the shoes. And the high heels clicked, and the football cleats kicked, and the sandals flip-flopped, and the clogs clipped and clopped, and the button shoes creaked, and the sneakers just sneaked, and the baby shoes skipped, and the slippers both slipped, and the ballet shoes jumped, and the hunting shoes clumped. They started at 7 and danced until 10, when they all tiptoed back to the closet again. Oh, the dance of the shoes, now they stand in the row, looking proper and right, and acting just like they've been there all night. So that was the first one for tonight, out of Everything on It. This book is actually new to me. I was very excited to see that it was one that I wasn't very familiar with. Growing up, we would go visit our grandmother and we'd spend the night. We'd get in the spa and we'd get out of the spa and put our robes on. We'd get into the twin beds in the guest room, and Grandma would come in and either tell us a story, or sometimes she'd read from Shel Silverstein books. The part I loved the most about my grandmother was her light and joyful heart. She loved to laugh. And the silliness of Shel Silverstein's poems definitely aided in that bringing of laughter. Alright, so let's try this tea again. Let's pour some more, shall we? So I'm getting a little bit more of a red hue now. It's still that kind of like olivey green brown. There's a little bit more hint of red now that it's sat. Definitely getting the sage on the front end. It finishes off with a little bit of vanilla. I'm not always a big fan of vanilla flavoring drinks, but this most definitely isn't overpowering, so I'm thankful for that. The strawberry isn't very intense, but it's very well blended with the sage that's in it, so it's very enjoyable. All right, so I wanted to read another poem tonight. Just was kind of in the mood to do a couple. So this one's out of A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. The title of this one is Musical Career. As you can see, there's illustration also done by Shel Silverstein with a little girl sitting at a piano. musical career. She wanted to play the piano, but her hands couldn't reach the keys. When her hands could finally reach the keys, her feet couldn't reach the floor. When her hands could finally reach the keys, and her feet could reach the floor, she didn't want to play that old piano anymore. So that was musical career out of The Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. So I did kind of my best to pick out particular poems today. Most days so far I've just honestly kind of been picking randomly. But both of the poems today were sort of around the theming of music. And I wanted to talk a little bit about music. I'm so blessed to have grown up in a house full of music. In a family that loves music and encourages music. And though I knew that music was a pivotal part of our lives, not until we got into the fog of Alzheimer's did I realize how truly powerful music can be. On our longest day broadcast, we'll be sharing a documentary called Alive Inside about a gentleman who did a study of how music and personalized playlists can help those living with Alzheimer's or other dementias. This program absolutely astounded me. And in the edited version of this video, as I post it, I'll share you the clip of Henry and his story. Just a glimpse of what you'll see in the documentary Alive Inside on our live broadcast on The Longest Day. But where music is stored in the brain is the last place that Alzheimer's hits, if it hits at all. So, through this study, they found that personalized music that was important to the person living with Alzheimer's could actually ignite a communication pathway through where the memory of that music was stored in the brain and bring back somebody from almost a comatose state to talking and conversing the way you and I are right now. As again, like I said, I'll share now the video of Henry and his story. As you'll see, Henry is very unresponsive at first, and then something happens when they put the music on him. And the music awakens Henry. So enjoy this clip now from Henry.
Hi, Papa. Hi, Papa.
Huh?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Fine. Wait.
Who am I?
I don't know. Wait a minute. I don't know.
Okay, it's Cherry. How long has he been in the nursing home? Approximately 10 years. He was having seizures, and my mother couldn't handle him at home. Of course, it affected me greatly because he was always, fun-loving, singing, every occasion he would come out with a song, no matter where he was. I remember as a child, he used to walk us down the street, me and my brother, and he would stop and do Singing in the Rain. He would have us jumping and swinging around poles. He was, he was good. He was always into music, always loved singing, dancing.
His name is Henry Dreyer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking more or less for religious music for him.
Okay.
Because he enjoys music and he always quotes in the Bible. So I'd rather have that for him.
We first see Henry inert, maybe depressed, unresponsive, and almost unalive.
Henry.
Yeah?
Henry.
Yes, sir.
I found your music. You want your music now?
Up to you, I mean.
Let's try your music, okay? And then you tell me if it's too loud or not.
Then he is given an iPod containing, we know, his favorite music. And immediately he lights up. His face assumes expression, his eyes open wide. He starts to sing and to rock and to move his arms, and he's being animated by the music.
And he used to always sit on the unit with his head like this. He didn't really talk to much people. And then when I introduced the music to him, this is his reaction ever since.
The philosopher Kant once called music the quickening art, and Henry is being quickened, he's being brought to life.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the music for 1 second, okay? Just to ask you a few questions. Okay? I'm going to give it back to you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The effect of this doesn't stop, because when the headphones are taken off, Henry, normally mute and virtually unable to answer the simplest yes or no questions, is quite voluble.
Henry,
Yeah.
do you like the iPod? Do you like the music you're hearing?
Yes.
Tell me about your music.
Well, I don't have none, I mean.
Do you like music?
Yeah, I'm crazy about music. You play beautiful music, beautiful sound. Beautiful.
Did you play music when you were? Did you like music when you were young?
Yes, I went to big dances and things.
What was your favorite music when you were young?
Well, I guess, well, Cab Calloway was my #1 band guy. I liked it. They did the holy, the holly, the hilly, the holy, the milly, the holly, the ah.
What's your favorite Cab Calloway song?
Oh, I'll be home there for Christmas. Oh, you can count and plan on me with plenty of snow, mistletoe, present wrapped around your tree. Ow!
So in some sense, Henry is restored to himself. He has remembered who he is, and he's reacquired his identity for a while through the power of music.
What does music do to you?
Give me the feeling of love, romance. Figure right now the world need to come into music, singing. You got beautiful music here, beautiful, oh lovely, and I feel the band of love, dream. Lord came to me, made me holy. I'm a holy man, so He gave me this sound. I'll just say, I meet you. Let's see, Rosalie, won't you love me? Rosalie, won't you be sweet and kind?
With this beautiful new technology, you can have all the music which is significant for you in something as big as a matchbox or whatever. And I think this may be very, very important in helping to animate, organize, and bring a sense of identity back to people who are out of it. Otherwise, music will bring them back into it, into their own personhood, their own memories, their own autobiographies.
So now that you've watched the video of Henry, I can tell you that I've seen this music and memory program work firsthand in my communication with my grandmother. So let me tell you a little story. So one day we went to visit her. I had already heard about this music and memory program and wasn't sure when I was going to try it on my grandmother. So we walked in one day and she was completely unresponsive. And something just told me that that was the day that we were going to try this music and memory program. So I thought long and hard about what I would play. There was many things I could play. I could play her favorite song artist, Johnny Mathis. I could play Disney songs. But what I chose was Kate Smith's God Bless America. It was something silly that we would do when we would play that song. We would dance in the car, or we would sing our high notes and low notes in the backyard playing Kate Smith's God Bless America. And that was something very particular to her and I. So, being so special, that was the song I decided to use. So, I said, Graham, if you can hear me, I want to play a song for you. And I pulled up Kate Smith's God Bless America on my phone. I sat it on her lap, and I knelt down in front of her, and I played the song. Then, as I played the song, something happened. It started with a slow tap at her feet, which I actually took video of, as you can see here in this edited version. It started with a tap at her feet. And then she started to move around a little bit more. And then, to my surprise, she got a tear in her eye. And at that point, I was actually at first a little bit worried that it was having an adverse effect. So I said, Graham, are you okay? And that's where it happened. That Irish twinkle miraculously returned to her eyes, as only those of us that loved her dearly could see and know that it was there. She looked up at me and said, "We sure had a lot of fun, didn't we?" I just looked at her and smiled, trying to hold back the tears of my excitement seeing this program work. And we just talked for a couple minutes. And about maybe 4 or 5 minutes later, she did slip back into the fog of Alzheimer's. But for a matter of a couple of minutes, I had my grandmother there with me, and we were able to talk. So once that moment happened, I was on a mission. I decided that we were going to take her saying, "Put a smile on your face and a song in your heart," and put it to music. So that way, not only could she remember her saying, but in hopes that that song and that saying might bring her back to us temporarily. So my cousin and I partnered together, and I wrote the lyrics, and he found somebody to put it to music, and we put the song to music. Eventually, we did share the song with her, and I could see the exact moment in her eyes where it clicked. She looked up with this huge grin on her face and said, "That's my song," knowing and realizing that we had put her saying to music. What a joyful gift and a wonderful gift that was. So often afterwards, that song would be played in her room, to the point where we would catch those working at the care facility humming the little ditty to the song. And if you haven't seen any of our previous videos, I'll actually be playing the song at the end of this video. But I've actually attached that song to the end of the other videos. So feel free to go back and listen to those, and it'll also be posted at the end of this video. So, I'm a huge advocate and pusher of the Music in Memory program. So with that, part of our advocacy work is collecting new and used iPods, as well as iTunes gift cards. And what we do is we collect them, and then we give them to care facilities that need them, or we give them to those Alzheimer's patients living at home still. And we'll actually, with the donations that we've gotten, we'll actually fill the iPod with songs that are particular to that person that we're giving it to. There's no charge for this service for that patient. This is all done by donations that have been given locally to this program. So if you'd like to contribute to that program specifically, feel free to drop off either iTunes gift cards that helps us fill the music on these iPods, or new and used iPods that you just got sitting around. We will be happy to take them and reformat them so that we can get them to these Alzheimer's patients. I can't tell you how many times we used music to have, even if it was just brief conversations with my grandmother. And I was so blessed that that could even temporarily bring her back. Now, obviously, as her days became numbered, it didn't work as well, but I'm still blessed for the times that it did work. And the more personalized the music can be to that person, the more likely this program is to work. So if you like I said, if you'd like to make contributions, whether iTunes gift cards or iPods that you're not using anymore, feel free to drop them off at my house. You can stick them in either my mailbox or on our front porch. I live at 301 Willoughby Street here in Wapakoneta. You can also mail them there if you'd like. Also, Casa Chic downtown has agreed to be a drop-off location, so feel free to drop off there as well. And for those that have contributed to the program, I'm so thankful that you've done so, and many patients' lives have been helped by your contributions. And that's just another way that we provide resources here in our area. So now the strawberries come out a little bit more now. Now that it's had time to sit. Very glad that strawberry has come out. Strawberry is one of my favorite flavors. Very nice. So, another way to help our cause is if you are a tea drinker and would like to actually try some of these teas that we talk about, there is a way to do that and help our cause at the same time. Again, these teas have been provided by Loosen Up Teas, my good friend Tyler Berry in Bellefontaine, Ohio. And throughout the month of June, if you go to his website and place an order and give the promo code TLDTEA, so TLDT, he will donate 10% of your order to the Alzheimer's Association. So go to his website, order some teas. I've yet to have a bad tea from Tyler. He's also got some other wonderful, exciting products, like some tipsy teas. And is opening an artisan shop in Bellefontaine where he's got other products as well. So check out his website. If there's things that aren't on the website that you are interested in, feel free to message him on Facebook. Loosen Up Teas is his Facebook page as well. And give him a direct message. Tell him Anthony sent you. And he'll do what he can to get some product to you. So, the reason why we started to do these videos was because I wasn't sure we were going to be able to have a longest day event this year. So I wanted to do something throughout the month of June. In this process, I realized, you know what? We're still going to do something for the longest day. We're going to try to take our longest day event and do it as an online broadcast. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So on Saturday, June 20th, next Saturday, we're going to do an all-day long online broadcast off of our website. It'll start with a worship service. It'll move on to a sitting yoga session. That's good exercise especially for those living with Alzheimer's. We'll talk about music therapy. I've got a music therapist that actually did work with my grandmother, and I'm so blessed to have her partnering with us as well. We'll have some live music. I've got some bands that have agreed to play some music for us. And we'll do all sorts of other things. We'll have some more tea. We'll do some more poems. We've got a lot planned for our day-long broadcast. So I'm very excited to share that with you. To find that, you can either go to our Facebook page, Wapakoneta Longest Day, or you can also go to our website, also wapakonetalongestday.com. If you are not a tea drinker and would just like to contribute and make a donation to our efforts, you can go to our website and make a donation off of wapakonetalongestday.com. And as well as to learn more about myself and my grandmother and our story, you can go to the website that we created to house all the efforts that we do with the Alzheimer's Association and local efforts to bring resources to those living with Alzheimer's. That website is smileandasong.com. I, again, want to thank you for joining us tonight. This is something very near and dear to my heart. I love my grandparents dearly, and I miss them every day. But I'm so blessed with the legacy that they've left behind. And I know that they would want me to continue to do something to help somebody else. So that's why I'm here. Even the smallest contribution will help towards the cause. So I encourage you to either go to our website or mail in a contribution to help us get closer to one day that we can see a survivor of Alzheimer's. Thank you very much, and as my grandmother would say, don't forget, keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. Have a good day.
There's something you once told us when we were little kids. All of the things that you showed us and everything you did. The house in Nottingham, you taught us how to understand and showed us how to be a strand. From our hearts you have scribed it since the days that we were young. Put a smile on your face, a song in your heart. There's no dream you can't become. Put a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let it part. Put a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let it part. May troubles, worries, and problems never linger. May they only make you that much stronger, able, and wise. And may you rise each day with the sunlight in your heart, success in your path, and that smile always there in your eyes. You told us this and now it's in our hearts. Life's not easy, sometimes struggle is the special part. Remember just one thing, the joy that life can bring. When times are troubling, open up your heart and sing. Keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let it part. Keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let it part. Though we may travel far north, south, east, or west, we will remember the family motto that will make our lives the best. Put a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let it part. Keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. We will never let it leave us. We will never let